Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to make a shaker card. Now normally when I make shaker cards I use acetate, but on this occasion we're going to use some more of the parchment that we have in our CraftStash. These flowers are also made from parchment and I've covered those in another video. So what do we need to create this? We need some thick parchment. We need a couple of square dies to make a frame. I'm going to do it on the square card, and this is a 6-inch square. Those are some things I'm going to decorate it with. This is another piece of parchment that I've got for there, and this is just patterned shop bought parchment, and there's my backing. Now of course my frame will go on the top and leave just a border around the edge. And these are what I'm going to fill my shaker with. You can use sequins, shaped sequins. You can use tiny beads if you wish, or glitter. It's entirely up to you. But I'm going to show you how I create the parchment pocket to put those in. So the first thing you need to do is decide how deep you want your pocket and how wide. So I want mine to be a 4-inch square. So I'm going to cut this in half till it's 4 inches, and then I'm going to cut this piece into an 8-inch piece for my pocket. So I'm using my paper trimmer to cut this down. So I've got it 4 inches deep and now I've got it 8 inches wide. And there's my piece for my pocket. Now you have to decide what you want to do with this pocket. Do you want to put some colour in it? Do you want to put some flowers on it or a butterfly on it? You decide what you want to do with this piece. So for mine I have found some copper embossing powder, and I'm using that because the design on this bought piece is also copper. I have a text stamp and I have some Versamark. So I've just added some talcum powder to mine, and that takes the fingerprints off the parchment. So now we can use our text stamp, and it doesn't have to be anything special. We're just going to stamp this down in random areas onto that parchment, and then once I've done that I can add the copper embossing powder to the top. So we'll just put this on a piece of paper to catch the surplus. We'll sprinkle the powder on, and then we'll tip off the surplus. And then once we've done that, we can heat it with the heat gun. So once you have your text on there, you're going to fold it in half, and then on all 3 sides you're going to add some of the red liner tape, and you're going to put it right on the edge of your parchment. So once you've got that tape on 3 of the sides, you're going to remove 2 of them, and you're going to close your envelope up completely. Now you've left the top one open, and that gives you a little envelope there that you can now pop your sequins into, and I think we'll use some green ones. So we'll pop these green sequins in there, now you don't want too many because you want it to shake, and once you've got in there enough that you want, you're going to take the other piece of tape off, and you're going to close that envelope up. And that will seal your shaker envelope, ready for you to add to your card. So now with my shaker pocket, I need some dies that will fit just inside that, and a die that will fit just outside that, and that's going to cut me a frame then that will sit on the front of my card. Now if you cut that 2 or 3 times, you will have a nice depth to this piece ready to add to your design. Now to the back of my frame I've added a double layer of really thin pieces of foam tape, and once that's added to my card that will sit on the top. So I now have my base card, which is the 6-inch square, and I'm going to keep the fold at the top. I have my piece of shop bought parchment, which will sit on the front. I've also got another panel. Now this panel I'm going to emboss. So I've just used any embossing folder I can find, but I've also found in my stash some more copper card, and I'm going to add this panel to this copper card and then add it to my card. But before I do that, from the centre I'm going to take my sentiment. So I'm going to take happy birthday from the centre of that card, and then once this is added, no one will know that there is a piece missing in this card. And then with the bit that's left, I'm going to cut my butterfly, and I shall cut this from another piece of parchment. So I have all the pieces of my card now cut. I've embossed this, I've added it to my copper card. That's where the sentiment was taken from. Now that's going to be added to the top of the parchment onto the 6-inch square card. And because parchment is notoriously difficult to stick, only because the glue will show through, we can add the glue to the back of this, and then once that's added in place, nothing will show. For the butterflies I've cut a large one and 2 smaller ones, and there's my panel now ready to add to my card. So let's go ahead and put all this together. Birthday sentiment, but I don't think it shows up very well on that card, so I've cut it again in white, and I'm going to add it to a piece of parchment, and then once that's glued in place I shall fussy cut around the words just to shape the parchment to that sentiment. So I'm much happier with that now because that shows up a lot better. I've also swapped out the large butterfly and created another smaller one. So I'll keep these on one side, they will do another project. So I'm going to add this to my card, and then I'll place the butterflies on there wherever I would like them. And you don't have to add them all if you don't want to, just put in what you would like. So to finish the card I've found some pearls, but they don't quite match the colour that I want. So I've taken a brown pen, it's an alcohol marker, and I'm just going to add some colour to the pearls, and then I'm going to add 3 of these to the butterfly's body line and dot some more around the card where I would like them. So I'm sorry about the snoring, but that's Ruby, and she's just down here at my side in the land of Nod. There we are. So we'll add some more dotted around the card. And we'll make sure we've got an odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need another one on the edge. Oh, I'm so sorry. So there's our card now finished and ready to send. So this is a shaker card with some green sequins in it, and that pocket has been created with parchment. Now you can keep your parchment pocket clear, or you can add some decoration to the front of it. And this is another one that we did with some turquoise. So there you have some really pretty shaker cards ready to send, and you can always make envelopes to match them from your parchment as well, and we've covered that in a previous video. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, why not join me on the next one? Click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.